What's your favourite Marillion song? With such a great body of work, how difficult is it to pick your top 10? Well, I've attempted that today. So here is my top 10 Marillion songs. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to do something a little bit special. We're going to I'm going to give you my top 10 Marillion songs. Now, I know there's people that watch this channel that like Marillion, because my highest rated video with over 1,600 views is my ranking of the Marillion albums. So I know that was controversial, so this is probably controversial too. And what I thought is, for Marillion, they're probably my favourite band. There's no denying it. They are probably my favourite band. I love all Marillion albums, but I'm particularly fond of the Steve Hogarth era sort of albums. And let's face it, he's been a singer for over 30 years, so there's a huge amount of great albums in there. But what I thought I'd challenge myself. So could I actually put together my top 10 Marillion songs? Obviously there's over 150 odd songs to choose from, and that's just a number I've plucked off out of the air. I'm not sure how many songs they've actually done in terms of the album, but I would say there's somewhere in the region of 150 plus songs. But how do you pick 10 of your favourites? So I thought, right, this is going to take me some time, and I was quite surprised, because when I started writing down which songs I really liked, I wrote down the first sort of 8 songs without any problem at all, and I thought, yep, they're my best 8. Then the next couple were a bit more difficult. So in no particular order, I'm going to give you what I think are the top 10 songs by Marillion. Now, I'm interested to know, people out there, what your favourite Marillion song is. We've talked about the different albums that you like, but I want to know what your actual real favourite song. It may be that your favourite Marillion song is probably from one of your least favourite Marillion albums. I find that with every Marillion album, there's 2 or 3 absolutely superb songs, and that made it quite difficult to pick my favourite album, because there's so many great songs on every single album. There's not an album that hasn't got a great song on it. So without further ado, and this is in no particular order, these are my top 10 Marillion songs. So the first one, which is a song that I don't think a lot of people give enough time to, is Runaway. Now this is a song from the Brave album, and I just really love the way that this song evolves, really. And what anyone who loves Marillion will love, especially later day Marillion, will love Steve Hogarth as a singer. Brilliant vocalist, really heartfelt lyrics as well. And also the fact that Steve Rothery is an amazing guitar player. And this song really, for me, does it, because if you listen to the end of this song, it really builds up. And then you've got Steve Hogarth singing at the end of it, and then you've got Steve Rothery almost like soloing over his vocals in a sort of almost like an outro solo, and I think that's what makes this song really good. It's a song that I don't think I've heard them play live, because I never saw them when they played Brave. If there's one song that I really wish that I could see them play live, it would be Runaway. So that's my first song of the top 10. Second song, also from the Brave album, is The Great Escape. I think this is the crescendo, the real sort of the track that it builds into the whole concept album. And although it's in separate little parts, it's still only 6.5 minutes long. And it's just a beautiful song. It really is everything good about Marillion. Great song, The Great Escape. Third of my tracks that I've chosen is Nevermind. This is from Marbles. This is the last song on Marbles. It's probably one of my favourites from that album. And again, a great constructed song. It just builds and builds and builds, and it's just absolutely stunning. It's quite a long song, but it feels that it's a lot shorter than it is. It's definitely my favourite song off Marbles, which is in itself a brilliant album. In fourth place, and I think there'll be a lot of agreement here, is Easter. This is from Season's End, the first album with Steve Hogarth, and again, it's almost similar a little bit to Runaway, in the fact that it's just a nice sort of starts off slowly and builds and builds and builds till you've got that real sort of big outro type of solo in it. There's great guitar playing throughout this song. It's just a really good song, and it's a great song to hear live as well, which I have done on many times, because it is one of their sort of top songs. So Easter is my fourth pick for the top 10. My fifth pick, again another fan favourite, is Out of This World. This is from Afraid of Sunlight. This to me is, Afraid of Sunlight is probably my favourite Marillion album, and it's those last sort of 4 songs. The second half of the album is just absolutely chock full of great songs. But Out of This World it just slowly builds with its atmosphere. It's the song that was that's about Donald Campbell's sort of on water record in his ship boat. Yeah, Bluebird, where unfortunately he sadly died trying to beat that record. It gives you goosebumps. It's really emotive, and it's got real, again, it's all Steve Rothery's guitar solo on it is absolutely sublime. A brilliant song, and that's worthy of being in my top 10. Another song that's worthy of being in my top 10, also from this album, is King, and King finishes the album, and this song is really about fame and what it does to people, and it was really inspired by the death of Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. Again, it goes really heavy, and then it goes really quiet and really soft, and it's those sort of light and dark shades of it that really gives it a really great album. And the lyrics, I think, are really heartfelt, and one of Steve Hogarth's best sort of lyrical writings, I think. So now that's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. We've done 6 from the 10. We've got 4 more to go, and the next song I think is worthy of my top 10 Marillion songs. Has to be This Strange Engine, the title track from the same album. This album, I don't think it's given that much love, but This Strange Engine is a superb song. Again, another epic, another song that ends the album. It's actually out of my top 10 here, 5 of the songs are the last songs on the album. So they obviously always know how to save the best to last on every album. But this is a really great storytelling, lots of parts to it, lots of light and dark, again typical of Marillion. A really brilliant song, and I remember seeing them on tour. I don't even think it was on this album, but they actually opened up with this song, which is quite a strange song to open up with, but you knew that they chose right because the fans absolutely loved it. Next song on the list is The New Kings. So this is from their latest album, Fear, and again it's the last song. It's a 4-part, sort of 4 tracks all merged into one, really, and again it's all about the influence of big money on governments. It's a great track, and it's a great album, and it just makes me want to know that that came out 5 years ago. I want more Marillion albums. I want new songs, and hopefully 2021 will be the year that we get to hear new Marillion music. And then in the 10th, the next track, again, it's also the last track of the album, is The Sky Above the Rain. I think this is a real underrated gem. Again, a real beautiful sort of story behind the song. It's very heartfelt. It's quite epic. It has lots of build up to it when it hits a big crescendo, and I really do like the reworking of it on the Friends with the Orchestra album as well. It's a really good song, and if you haven't heard it, then give it a listen to, because I think a lot of people don't really respect how good that song is from that album. So The Sky Above the Rain, and then the last song. This was the last sort of position on my top 10 here, was trying to work out what they would be, really. And I'm going to also mention a couple of honourable mentions, really, for other songs I didn't quite make it to my top 10. But the top 10 is a strange one, because it's Going Under, and this is from Clutching at Straws album, with the last album with Fish singing on it. That album is one of my favourites. It's in my top 3. You see my ranking. If you click on it, you should be able to see my ranking of the Marillion albums, and it is Clutch at Straws is in my top 3. It's a brilliant album because all the songs on it are quite good. There's very little poor. There's not really any poor songs on it, but I really love Going Under. It's not even 3 minutes long. It's very atmospheric. It's very mellow. It's almost like a link track between different tracks. But even though it's less than 3 minutes, not a second of it is wasted. It's just a really beautiful song, and it has to make my top 10 because I really do love this song. Every time I hear it, I have to stop and really listen to it. It's a great song. So they're my 10 favourite Marillion songs. I'm just going to go through them again. So Runaway, The Great Escape, both from the Brave album. Then we got Nevermind from Marbles, Easter from Season's End, Out of This World and King from Afraid of Sunlight, This Strange Engine from the same album, The Sky Above the Rain from Sounds That Can't Be Made, The New Kings from Fear, and Going Under, which is from Clutching at Straws. So the honourable mentions, the ones that didn't quite get into that top 10, would be The Voice from the Past. Now this is from probably well, it is, in my opinion, the poorest album someplace else is not my favourite album at all, and I don't really like any of the other songs on it, but A Voice from the Past I think is a real standout track, and it almost made it into my top 10. It's a good song and it's worth a listen. Again, if you don't like that album, you may have not heard that song for a while, but I think it's the best song on that album. And then the other one would be The Space, and that's another ending song from Season's End. This time great atmosphere, and it really showcased Steve Hogarth, and this was obviously his first album with the band, and I think you could see that they'd made the right choice in terms of their replacement of Fish. Brilliant song, The Face. So The Space, sorry. These are the two songs that just would be in my top 12, but I just thought I'd mention them, because if there's someone out there probably screaming at the screen right now, going, "Where's The Space? Where's Voice from the Past?" I mean, there's probably a lot of other tracks on there that people are screaming for. So let me know. I'll be very disappointed if I see anyone in the comments say their favourite song by Marillion is Kayleigh. I don't think you would be a true fan if you think that that's your favourite song, but it's their biggest well-known song. But I'm interested to know, what would you put as your top 10 Marillion songs? Have you ever tried to do a top 10, of Marillion? Are Marillion one of your favourite bands like they are mine? It could be. It's always quite hard to, it's almost like picking your favourite kids, from a band that is absolutely superb. So let's hope 2021 sees new Marillion music. Hope you've enjoyed this. Something a little bit different for the channel, and until the next one, keep on rocking.